Hello, this is Holland Timmons, also known as the Connoisseur, and today I'm going to be talking about a subject I've been thinking about for a while, and that is the impending entertainment media crash. And when I say entertainment media, I don't mean just movies, but also video games and comic books. I'm seeing these trends, and they're all pointing towards one gigantic crash. Maybe not all at once, maybe individually, but unless the entertainment media does something to change their ways, they're going to crash and crash hard. Let's talk about Hollywood for a while. I'd say it began back in about 2005. This is about 8 years after they killed Batman with Batman and Robin, and they rebooted it again with Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. But a year later, they rebooted James Bond, and again, that wasn't bad. That was actually one of the better James Bond movies, Casino Royale. You might have heard of it. But everything just started to become reboots, remakes, sequels, or comic book movies. And nothing has really changed since then. And people are starting to get sick of it. I started to notice that they were starting to rehash the old stories when I went to go see Tron Legacy in 2010. Don't get me wrong, I like the movie, but I was able to see all the similarities to it and the original Tron. Anyway, this trend continued on, rehashing the same old movie. Recently, it just happened with Jurassic World, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and now it seems that they're going to be doing a new Ghostbusters, and based off the trailer, it looks like they're rehashing all that material as well. And people are starting to get sick of it. I mean, a year or two ago, I started getting sick of all the comic book movies. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge superhero fan. I love superheroes. But even I'm starting to get sick of it. There's an overabundance, it's flooding. Now, I did go see Deadpool, and I did enjoy that one. And I don't feel bad about it, because Deadpool took everything about the superhero movie, just threw it out the window, and did something completely new with it. And that's why I think it's so successful. But I don't think Hollywood is learning the proper lesson from that. There are no original ideas anymore. I mean, one of the best eras of film, in my opinion, was the 80s, because there were so many original films, so many iconic films with imagination. And Hollywood doesn't give a crap about that anymore. Video games. Now, video games went through a crash before when the conditions were right, and I think the conditions are becoming right for another video game crash. In fact, it may be necessary. Video game machines are becoming more and more like PCs instead of consoles. There's hardly any exclusives anymore to keep buying your favorite machine, except for maybe Nintendo. I've noticed a specific trend in games, actually. They're just releasing unfinished, broken, buggy games. And the downloadable content seems to be more and more prevalent. And yeah. New IPs are rare, both in movies and video games. Unless you count the independent market. Actually, I think those will be the ones that survive, are the independent comic book movies and video games. The conditions are getting just right for another video game crash. I'm guessing that it's gonna happen sometimes. Comic books went through a crash in the 90s due to the collector's market. Now, I didn't care for all the shiny new covers and stuff. I was collecting the real rare comics. I'm not talking about the old ones, I was talking about the ones that were being released and had already been released. If you were buying mass amounts of comics in the 90s, chances are you're going for the variant covers and special glossy covers of the superhero comics. thinking are going to become rich. When I was collecting the Disney comics, and, well, now I am rich. The point is, they haven't learned their lesson. They're starting to release variant covers again, and they're just trying to cave to the politically correct left. Social justice warriors, if you will. Just changing things and caving towards them. These people don't even read the comics. They just like to bitch about them and get their way. And Marvel seems to be the top offender when it comes to this. I mean, they just are changing their comics so much and so radically, trying to become so politically correct, that now sales are tanking for both Marvel and DC. And as I said, there's going to be a crash, and I think that it's going to be the independent publishers, the independent movie makers, and the independent video game developers that survive. Because all the AAA stuff, the tentpole movies, the AAA games, the big name publishers, they're all going to crash because they aren't learning their lesson. Maybe it needs to happen. I'm seeing these trends and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it's time for the old guard to simply walk away, go away, crash, whatever, and let the younger generation, the new generation, take over. We seem to be the ones with the ideas anyway, and as far as I'm concerned, all of the big shots in the entertainment industry, they seem to be out of ideas. And that's the problem. They're completely out of original ideas. And you might say there's no such thing as an original idea. I could agree with you there, but you could at least take an idea and do something original with it. And that seems to be the problem with these companies, is that even if they don't have an original idea, they're not even willing to take an established idea and do something original with it. I have no explanation. All I'm gonna say is I predict this big crash that's gonna happen throughout the entire entertainment media industry, and as a result, we'll either have to get used to the independents, or we'll actually have to go outside and talk to one another. I hope the latter is true. Okay, this is the Connoisseur, and I'm signing off. I hope that my editorial was helpful to you. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you see the signs as I do? Is the writing on the wall? Comment below, and if you like, please subscribe.